I'm Jacy from Craft Life, and I'm here today to teach you how to make this headband. And I showed you how to make this with the Alpha Loom, and I had so many requests on how to make it with a rainbow loom. So today I'm going to show you how to make it, and the supplies you will need to make this headband are rubber bands, and today I'm going to be using Rainbow Loom's new solar rubber bands, and these are so cool. They are blue right now, but in the sun they turn purple. I'm also going to be using Rainbow Loom black rubber bands for the strap that goes underneath my hair. You will also need a Rainbow Loom and a Rainbow Loom hook, a ruler for measuring your headband as you make it, scissors, and a hair elastic. So please get your supplies and we'll begin. Before we begin, I wanted to show you the rest of Rainbow Loom's new solar rubber bands, and here's what they look like inside. This one is called Neptune, Titan, Venus, Moon, Uranus, and Dust. Now this is what they look like in the sun. Now I'm going to show you how to set up your Rainbow Loom so that we can begin making our headband. You are going to want to start with your arrows pointing towards the right. Then we're going to remove this row. Next we're going to take this row, the middle row, and we're going to move it down. So now all the pegs are next to each other, and your two rows are right next to each other like this. And now we're going to take this base piece, this small blue one, and we're just going to take it and move it all the way to the end. And finally, we're going to take the big blue base piece, and we're going to move it over to this side all the way and push this all down. Now we're going to use these 7 pegs from here to here to make our headband. I forgot to mention that I'm going to be using clear rubber bands for that one rubber band that I lay all the way down, but you can use the same color that you are going to use to make your headband if you would like. Now we're going to take our first rubber band and we're going to twist it around our finger. So now we have 2 loops. And we're going to take this and we're going to make an X on our first 2 pegs. So we're going to place it on the first peg and make an X onto the second peg. And you can push this down. Now we're going to do the same thing for the rest of these pegs. So we're going to twist it around our finger. Now we have 2 loops and we're going to make an X from here to here. And push this down. Now we're going to continue to make it all the way down. Now I am finished laying my X's, and please make sure that your X's are all pushed down. And these X's become our bottom row. Now we're going to lay either your clear rubber band or the same color rubber band that you are making your headband with. And we're going to stretch it from this peg all the way down to this peg, and make sure you are doing it on the side that is closest to you. And we're going to stretch it all the way down, and you can kind of push it down, just do not cover your bottom X's. Now we're going to lay a top row, and this time we are not going to be making X's. Instead, we're going to just twist them and lay them down. So I'm going to take my band, wrap it around my finger, and I'm going to lay it down on my first 2 pegs. I'm going to do the same thing for these 2. Wrap it around my finger and lay it down. Wrap it around your finger and lay it down. And please continue to do this all the way down. Now we're going to take the rubber band that is stretched from this peg all the way to this peg, so the middle rubber band, and we're going to bring it over. So you can use your hook to do this, or you can use your fingers. And we're just going to take it, bring it over, and bring it over. Like this. And now we're going to take our hook and we're going to bring the bottom 2 loops over the top on all of our pegs. So we are just bringing over the X's. Make sure you do it on the other side as well. Now we're going to push this all down. Now we're going to take a clear rubber band again, and we're going to stretch it from this peg all the way to the last peg. And we're going to push it down, but do not cover your bottom row. Now we're going to lay our top row, and we're just going to take the rubber bands and we're going to twist them around our fingers and then lay them down. Twist it and then just lay it down, and just do this for the rest of your pegs. Now we're going to take the stretched out band that stretches from here all the way to here, and we're going to bring it over the top. Now we're going to take our bottom row and bring it over the top row. And please make sure you are doing it to both sides. Now we're going to push this all down. Now we're going to take another rubber band and we're going to stretch it out from here all the way down to your last peg. And I'm going to be using a clear rubber band again. And push this down, but just a little bit. And now we're going to lay our top row the same way we have been laying it the entire time. So just twist it around your finger and then lay it down. Now we're going to take this stretched out rubber band and we're going to bring it over the top. Now we're going to take the bottom row, or our bottom 2 rubber bands, and we're going to bring them over on all of our pegs. Now we're going to push this all down. We just did 3 rows together, and you're going to continue to do the exact same thing that I just showed you how to do for the rest of your headband. And you can add any designs, patterns, or colors into your headband. And to make it the length that you need it, it will need to go from one ear to the other. So I'm going to make mine 10.5 inches, so about out to here. But you may need to make yours longer or shorter depending on your size. And it will take a very long time to make, but it is definitely worth it in the end. So please continue to make your headband the same exact way that I showed you how to make it, and I'll be right back. I just finished making my headband. It is 10.5 inches, and it goes from my one ear to the other. And please make sure your headband goes from your one ear to the other, and you may need to make your headband longer or shorter. When you are measuring it, you are not able to go on the inside, so measure it on the outside of your rainbow loom. Now we're going to bring our right side onto our left side, and the way you do this is make sure that all of your rubber bands are pushed down. We're going to take the 2 loops that are on this peg and lift them up and over onto the left side. And do not mix up your loops when you place them down. Make sure they stay separated from the top row and the bottom row. Now we're going to do the same thing for this peg. Grab your two, bring them over and onto the left side. Grab your two, over and onto the left side. And continue doing this all the way down. Now please make sure that you have a bottom row and a top row. So I'm going to separate my top two loops from my bottom two loops on all of my pegs. And now we can begin hooking. When you are hooking, you're just going to stick your hook into your first peg. You're going to grab your bottom two loops, bring them over the top and onto the peg in front of it. We're going to continue to do this, so grab your bottom two, bring them up to the top, over, and onto the peg in front of it. And we're just going to continue to hook and make sure you are only grabbing the bottom two rubber bands. Now you're going to take a rubber band from the color that you are making your strap that goes underneath your hair, and I'm going to be making mine black. So I'm going to grab a black rubber band and I'm just going to take my hook, stick it through all of the loops on the last peg, pull this black rubber band up through it, place it back on, and pull one loop through the other. And now we can take this off of our rainbow loom. Just pull it through the bottom. Now we are going to add the straps to our headband, and on either side of the headband there are 7 loops that we are going to use, and we're going to begin on the side that we just ended on. We're going to start on this side, sew this half up, and then we're going to make our way to the other side. And what you're going to do is there is a very top row that we just hooked, and we're going to take our hook and we're going to stick it right through that top row. Now we're going to turn it around and we're going to come back through the next one. So our next loop. Then we're going to go back again through the top row. Now I have 3 loops on my hook, and I'm going to split this up so that one side is going to have 4 loops and the other side is going to have 3 loops. So this is the side I'm going to have 3 loops on. So now you're going to grab 2 of your rubber bands, place them on your hook, and pull these through. And place it back on. Now I'm going to push this up as far as I can onto the metal part of my hook, and I'm going to continue with the rest of them, and this time I'm going to collect 4 of these loops. So I'm going to go through these, come back, go back, and then finally on our last one we're going to have to stick our hook through all of the loops that this black rubber band is holding. So you can loosen it a little bit to get the loops. So I'm just going to make my way through. Make sure you have all of them on your hook. And you can finally remove this black rubber band. Just make sure that when you are taking off your black rubber band, you have all of the loops that it is holding, or else it will fall apart. And now you're going to take 2 more black rubber bands and we're going to pull them through the rest of this part of the headband, and do not pull them back through the black rubber bands that we just added. So I'm going to carefully pull this through. Now once you have pulled your black rubber bands through this half of your headband, you're going to place them back on. We're going to take 2 more black rubber bands and we're going to pull these 2 black rubber bands through these 4 black rubber bands and place it back on. Now you're going to continue this side of the headband for as long as you need it, and I'm just going to show you how to do it. You're going to take 2 rubber bands again, place them on your hook, pull them through, and place them back on. Grab 2 more, place them on your hook, pull these through, slide it up, place it back on, and you're just going to continue to do this for as long as you need them. Now you're going to continue this strap for as long as you need it to be, and I'm going to show you how to do the other side. So now we're going to slide this up onto our hook. We're going to take the other side, and now we're going to split this up again. We're going to grab our first 3 top loops, and then we're going to put a black rubber band on those, and then we're going to grab our last 4 rubber bands and then put a black rubber band on those. And we're just going to take our loops. So we're going to grab our first one, then we're going to come back for our second one, and then go forward for your third one. And now you have all 3 loops on your hook. You're going to grab 2 black rubber bands and pull these through. Once you have pulled them through, place it back on. And we're going to do the same thing for the other side, except this time it has 4. So we're going to go backward, forward, backward, forward. Now you're going to grab 2 black rubber bands, place them on your hook, and we're going to pull this through, but do not pull them through the black rubber bands on the other side. Just pull them through the other half of the headband. And be careful when you are doing this. Then you're going to place it back on. Finally, grab 2 more black rubber bands. Place these onto your hook and pull your 2 black rubber bands through your 4 black rubber bands and place it back on. Now you've gotten through the hard part of making the headband, and we're going to continue to make the strap on this side too. You're just going to do the same thing. Grab 2 rubber bands, place them on your hook, pull them through, place it back on, grab 2 more, pull them through, place them back on, and you're going to continue to make each side for the length that you need them to be. You can keep trying it on if you want to make it your headband size. Please continue making your straps. Please make sure that you have the same amount of loops on either side so that they are equal. I used 12 rubber bands for each strap, and you may need to use more rubber bands or less rubber bands depending on your size. And once you finish your straps, we're going to take our scissors and cut our hair elastic. And now we're going to just make a loop with it so that we can pull it through our rubber bands. So just make a loop, place it on your hook, and pull it through. So now your rubber band should be on your elastic. You're going to put the 2 ends together, and then you're going to make a simple knot with it. Just like this. And then you're going to pull it tight, and we're going to cut it a little bit, not all the way, just so that you don't see it when you are wearing it. And now you are finished with your headband. This is what the headband looks like when it's done and on, and this is what the headband looks like in the sunlight. And I love how the rubber bands turned purple. These solar rubber bands are lots of fun to use. I was able to make this headband using the Alpha Loom in less than an hour, and it took me several hours to make this headband with the Rainbow Loom. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you make some, I'd love to see them. My Instagram is CraftLifeUSA, so please tag me in a photo. And please don't forget to like us on Facebook, pin it on Pinterest, and subscribe right here on YouTube. I hope you're living a craft life just like me. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!